Thank you, Claire and Ilya. Hello, everyone. I'm Kirill Gavrylyuk, General Manager for Azure Cosmos DB and Postgres. Welcome to our show, Liftoff. Today we have some exciting news to bear. Let's take a look at our slides. It has never been a more exciting day to work with data. For a long time, we've been using relational databases with our apps, right? They are great. They provide asset guarantees. They have really simple but rich SQL language. But sometime around 2010s, applications started to feel that pressure on scale, performance, the ability to change data shape fast, that relational databases were not quite set up to do. NoSQL databases emerged, including our own Azure Cosmos DB, launched in 2016. It is now everywhere. No matter what you do in your daily life, whether you're ordering a cup of coffee from Starbucks, whether you are buying something from your favorite online retailer, Walmart or any other, or whether you go check in to an airline, check into a hotel, you're using Azure Cosmos DB. Even if you're remote into a meeting using your favorite meeting tool, Cosmos DB is everywhere. It is trusted. It is known for its reliability, performance, limitless elastic scale, ability to bring data anywhere in the world thanks to global distribution, and 5/9 availability. Now, come 2020s, those exact same pressures that brought to us Azure Cosmos DB and other NoSQL databases now impact apps everywhere, including those apps that really need asset guarantees and that richness of SQL language. This is exciting times where relational databases and NoSQL databases are converging. And today, we've just announced our new baby in Cosmos DB family, Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres. You can go to Azure portal, create Cosmos DB account, and among the familiar APIs, NoSQL API, Cassandra, or Mongo, you can also choose Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres. That brings you the power of Postgres. This is Postgres engine. As is, it is not a simulation, but it's combined with limitless elastic scale and global distribution and high availability of Azure Cosmos DB. Let's take a look. We can create Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres. We can now use, once your account is created, you can use any of your familiar Postgres tools. Again, this is Postgres engine. There is no simulation there. 100% Postgres. You can use any of your Postgres features. You can bring your favorite Postgres extension. It just works. You can start small with a single node, but over time, your application likely will grow. You will need that scale, that performance, and you probably will need to scale out. And Cosmos DB for Postgres allows you to scale out to arbitrary number of nodes. And over time, we'll make it automatic, so you don't even need to go to the portal and click it. Now, to take advantage of that scale out, you need to go back to and write a simple command that's pick a table that needs that scale out and shard it. Create a distributed table. It's one line, and with that one line, you can execute it on your production database. We borrowed exactly the same technique from the underlying Cosmos DB to bring you this scale out as asynchronous, non-blocking, has no impact on your application performance, but you can now scale out your workload to multiple nodes. Now, what will happen is that your traffic will get distributed across those nodes. And if you picked a good shard key, it will probably distribute more or less evenly. But over time, it just happens that one of those shard keys will probably start to get big. If you're, for example, building a multi-tenant application, one of your tenants become more successful than others and become big. And Azure Cosmos DB, just like with NoSQL APIs, allows you to redistribute those tenants. And so we can move transparently to application. We can move this tenant to a separate node. No impact. It's a synchronous separation. No impact on your production database. But now your tenant is on a separate node, isolated, does not impact any of your other tenants, and can take advantage of more capacity. These are just examples of what the scale, elastic scale out of Cosmos DB for Postgres brings to your Postgres application. Now, just like with any other Azure Cosmos DB API, Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres brings you global distribution. You can go ahead in the portal and add a region. And now your Postgres database is replicated across multiple regions. It allows you to bring the data to where your users are and take advantage of low latency. It also allows you for high availability for your application, so you can dynamically fail over to another region should a rainy day hit. These are just few things that you can do with Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres. Stick around for our show. Enjoy it. There is a lot more exciting discussions is going to happen. We'll show you some few really cool things. You can go to AKMS, try Cosmos DB, and take Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres for a spin. You do not need Azure subscription. You do not need your credit card. You can take it, try it, build an app with it. I'm really excited to see what apps you're going to build with Azure Cosmos DB for Postgres. Enjoy the show. Over to you, Claire and Iria.